Now, please, if you could tell us, you've dedicated so many years to working on Syria, and if that's obviously turning into a really protracted crisis and conflict, so could you please share with us?
Thank you so much, Lilian. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Siti Sakinah from Syria Care. I feel very honored to be among the esteemed panel today to be discussing about the global response to the plight of forcibly displaced people. My topic will be about the impacts of long-term displacement. Next. So, first we would like to see the definition about long-term displacement, which refers to situations where individuals or families are unable to get back to or return back to their homes for extended period of time due to conflict, natural disasters, or any other crisis. Now, this statistic shocked me in the beginning because according to UNHCR, by the end of 2023, there are 110 million people displaced around the world. And it is projected by the end of June 2024, there will be 130 million people. These people are not just numbers. They are people like us with lives, with families, etc. Now, there are a lot of challenges that for long-term displacement. We're not talking about a short-term displacement, 1 month, 2 months. These people go through displacement for years at end. So there are 5 main points here about economic impacts, the limited access to services, social and psychological impacts, legal and political challenges, and also environmental challenges. I will go back to this in a minute because it may take some time for that. So if I have time, I will get back to this. Now, at the beginning of 2024, Syria represents the world's largest refugee crisis and also largest internal displacement crisis. Next. Now, since 2011, more than 14 million Syrians have been forced to flee their home to seek for safety. Now, among that number, more than 7.2 million Syrians remain internally displaced in their own country. 70% of this population needs humanitarian assistance. Like, they are in their homes and being bombarded, and they have to move from one area to another just so that they will be safe and not be harmed. 90% of the population live below poverty line. Why? Because there is no work, they are unable to, whatever money that they have might be under the rubble of their homes. And approximately 5.5 million Syrian refugees live in 5 countries neighboring Syria, one of them being Turkey, which is hosting the most numbers of Syrians at the moment, Lebanon, Jordan, Iraq, and also Egypt. And Germany, being far from Syria, is the largest non-neighboring host country with more than 850,000 Syrian refugees. Now, millions of Syrians have been displaced multiple times. I have met families that have been moving around since the last 3 or 4 years to more than 5 places. They stay in a few places at end, maybe in the beginning. They leave their homes with only the clothes on their body because of the bombardment that is still happening up until today. And they have to live in overcrowded camps and makeshift shelters. As the picture that I'm showing right now, I even visited a camp with like almost 200 tents. And when we asked them, where is the toilet, how's the toilet and everything, they say there's only 2 toilets. And there's no proper sewage system, there's no water system, no water tap running, and they live in these makeshift tents. Now, when we say makeshift, it usually refers to a short period of time. But these people are living in these makeshift tents for more than 4, 5, and even to an extent of 10 years. And when living in these tents, can you imagine? Of course, there's no hygiene, and you live in, you want to talk with your husband. Secretly, your neighbor might hear it. You're hanging your clothes. Your neighbor's going to see what color are your clothes, because you're sharing the same clothes line. You find children, they don't have proper playing space, and most of them have missed school for a few years now. So it's very saddening that we find children, Muslim children over there, that they don't even recognize, some of them, I'm not saying all, some of them don't even recognize the word Allah. Yeah, the Alif Lam, they don't know because they have lacked the schooling. Next. No. Okay, can we go back to the I still have a few more minutes, right? Okay.
2 minutes.
2 minutes, okay. I'm going to run. So, the economic impacts on the challenges of the long-term displacements, as you can see, is the loss of livelihoods. Because these displaced individuals, often they lose their jobs, their businesses, and means of income due to the displacement. And this can lead to their dependency on humanitarian aid for basic needs, such as food, clothes, and shelter. And also this displacement disrupt local economies and can result in inflation, scarcity of food, and reduced economic opportunities for displaced in host community. Not to forget the host community themselves. And poverty. Prolonged displacement often results in increased poverty levels as displaced families struggle to find a stable and sustainable source of income. We go to the social and psychological impacts, where the disruption of community family structures, because these families are separated and they disrupt the community network, which are crucial for social support and resilience. And these people are also vulnerable to exploitation, where especially for women and children are at a higher risk of exploitation, trafficking, and abuse due to their precarious living condition and lack of legal protection. Of course, they also go through psychological trauma, the experience of being in a conflict, violence and loss, combined with the uncertainties of displacement. Can you imagine seeing your loved ones being under the rubble and you are unable to help them? I met a woman once that she said after her husband was killed under the rubble, they took her out of the town that she was in, and she was unable to get back to see even the body of her husband. And she's now in Turkey taking care of her children without a man to, she couldn't work herself, so it's very hard on them. And of course, these people also lose their identity and culture because the result of the erosion of culture, practices and identities as displaced communities are uprooted from their traditional environments and way of life. Just a little bit more, if you don't mind. Also, the access to services, because for healthcare, for example, displaced individuals often have limited access to healthcare services, leading to untreated illness, chronic diseases, and poor maternal and child health outcomes. And as I mentioned just now, for education, it disrupts the children's education, with many unable to attend school or receiving substandard education in overcrowded and under-resourced settings. But I am amazed at them when I see children going to school in a tent, not losing their hope or their passion to learn, subhanAllah. Water and sanitation. Access to clean water and proper sanitation facilities is often limited in displacement settings, leading to health issues such as diarrhea, cholera, and other waterborne diseases. And also food security. Displaced communities frequently face food insecurity with inadequate access to nutritious food, leading to malnutrition and related health problems. Not just nutritious food, it's just about getting a piece of bread is hard for them. I've met people, they eat the bread just like that, or some with tomato paste. Like we use tomato paste to make a kind of meal. They eat it with tomato paste just so that there's kind of taste for them rather than eating the bread. And for legal and political challenges, many displaced individuals lack proper documentation. Of course, they ran away to save their lives. They didn't have time to take any proper documentations with them. And legal status in their host countries, making it difficult to access services or secure employment or integrate into the society. Now, also, barriers to citizenship, where displaced individuals often face challenges in acquiring citizenship or legal residency, leading to long-term statelessness and associated rights violation. Okay, the last one about environmental challenges, overburdened infrastructure, because the influx of displaced individuals can strain local infrastructure and resources, leading to overcrowded housing, schools, and also healthcare facilities. And the last one, environmental degradation. Displacement camps and informal settlements can contribute to environmental degradation, including deforestation, pollution, and depletion of natural resources, affecting both displaced and host community. Now, understanding and addressing these complex challenges is crucial for developing effective and sustainable solutions to support displaced population and promote their long-term well-being. Thank you.
Thank you so much.